And welcome back, COSA 30 folks. Professor Almeida here to walk you through the Word Guided Project 3-1. And with these guided projects, remember that they actually give you hints on how to complete certain tasks. Take note of the hints they give you because when you get to the independent projects, you're expected to know how to do things. Okay, so this is your chance to get some hands-on practice. And with that said, let's get started with the project. As before, if you need to hit the pause button, it's there waiting for you. Okay, so in Canvas, you have the Guided Project 3-1. Here's what the assignment looks like in SimNet. Go ahead and grab your start file and save it to your downloads. I'm going to go ahead and open up my copy. And here's a little file management tip. Make sure you're able to keep track of your assignments, especially if you're like me doing videos for different classes. Okay, so here's the project. If you see the yellow bar, click on Enable Editing. Okay, I don't have it in this case, but it will show up. Also, make sure you print out your instructions. If you have a printer available, it will make your life so much easier. Okay, so again, if Enable Editing is there, and you're in Protective View, go ahead and click on it. Skip step 2. Let's get to step 3 here. Okay, change username and initials. Click the tracking launcher, and here they give you the hint. Go to the Review tab, Tracking Group, to open the Track Changes Options dialog box. Okay, so let's go to the Review tab, Tracking Group. Here's the dialog box launcher called Change Tracking Options. Then we're going to click on Change Username. Now, where it says personalize your copy of Microsoft Office, go ahead and put your name and initials. Check the box. Always use these values regardless of sign into Office. You can see I've already done that. And once you have done those steps, go ahead and click OK. So this takes care of 3A, B, C, D, E, and F. Okay, step 4. Display the reviewing pane and reject changes. Click the Display for Review drop-down list, again found in the Review tab Tracking Group, and select All Markup. Okay, and you can see in my case, I already have All Markup selected, but if it's not there, choose All Markup again in the Review tab Tracking Group. So we have All Markup. That takes care of part A. Part B, click the Reviewing Pane drop-down arrow, again in the Review tab Tracking Group, and select Reviewing Pane Vertical. The Reviewing Pane displays on the left side of the Word window. Okay, so here's Reviewing Pane, and we have it set to vertical. You can see it's on the left side here. That takes care of part B. C, find where Hasmik Kumar deleted television or teleweb course in the reviewing pane, and then right-click this deletion and select Reject Deletion. Okay, so look for the part deleted television or teleweb course. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit. Here it is. And then right-click, Reject Deletion. Okay, that takes care of part D. And then close the reviewing pane by clicking on the X in the upper right corner of the pane. Okay, so this is what they're talking about. It's called revisions, at least in my case. Click the X, and we're done with that part. Make sure that you save as you go along. Okay, that way you don't lose your hard work here. Step 5, accept changes in the document. Place your insertion point at the top of the document. Okay, another easy way to do this is to use Control Home to go to the very beginning. Okay, so place your insertion point at the top of the document. Okay, so we've done that here. Click the Next button in the Review tab Changes group to select the first change, left 1 inch. Okay, so once again, click the Next button in the Review tab Changes group. Click on Next. Okay, and so here we see formatted left 1 inch. Click the top half of the accept button in the review tab changes group to accept the change and move on to the next one. Okay, so click on accept and that will take you to the next part. Click the top half of accept to accept the change, delete CCD. Okay, so again, and that's done. Click the bottom half of the accept button and select accept all changes from the drop-down list. All the remaining changes in the document are accepted. Only comments remain in the markup area. Okay, so let's go ahead and accept all changes. So use the drop-down here. Accept all changes. All right. How are we doing, folks? So again, if you need to hit that pause button in order to catch up, feel free to do so at any time, and then I'll just be right here, okay? Step 6, reply to a comment, resolve a comment, and delete a comment. Part A, place your insertion point at the top of the document and click the next button in the review tab comments group. Okay, so again, we're going to control home, or in this case, just go to the top, and then we'll click on next. And here it says apply heading 1 style to each bold heading. Let's see what they want. Click the reply button in the markup area. Okay, so we'll click on reply. Type done, exclamation point. And then you're going to click on resolve. Okay, done, exclamation point, and then we'll resolve this. Click the next button to move to the second comment, and with this one we're going to delete it. Okay, so we'll click on next. All right, so here's the next comment, and we're going to delete it in the review tab comments group. So notice how they're giving you the hints. Okay, just click delete, and that is gone. Click the display for review drop down and select no markup. So again, look at the hints that they're giving you. So we'll choose no markup. Okay, moving right along here. Step 7, let's add document properties. Click the File tab to open Backstage View, and then click Show All Properties in the Property area. So if you go to File tab, this is what's called Backstage View here. Okay, and then we're going to choose Info, and you can see we have Properties here. Now, how do we show all properties? We click on Show All Properties. Add the following document properties. Okay, the title is Online Learning Plan. So take a moment and check your typing. Online Learning Plan. Okay, that's the first part. Company, Sierra Pacific Community College District. Okay, Sierra Pacific Community College District. Okay, again, take a moment, double check your typing, and then the manager. Okay, so the manager, there's the manager. Again, take a moment to make sure that you're typing in the name correctly. So there's the manager. Okay, Hasmik Kumar. Click the back arrow to return to the document. Okay, so if you click on this back arrow, it will return you back to where you were. And now in step 8, let's apply styles to the document. So let me take a moment to explain this part here. If I go to the Home tab Styles group, you'll see that I have different styles. And you can think of these styles as like your old school car stereo, right? If you listen to the radio, maybe you have a couple of stations that you prefer Let's say you have 93.5, 98.7, 102.7, and 106.7. So let's say you have K-Day, 98.7, KISS, and K-Rock, right? You would have these buttons numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you would hold down the button to set your favorite station. So instead of having to turn the tuning knob or go up or down to seek the station you want, you just hit the button and it takes you right to that station. Well, Styles works the same way. So imagine not having to choose a certain font and a font size and a color. What if you could do all of that with a click of a button? Okay, that's what Styles does, and that's what we're going to do for this step right here. Okay, so again, you can see there are the radio presets, and you get a live preview of what they're going to look like. Okay, so let's go back to the first page of the document and select the title, Online Learning Plan. Okay, so I'm going to hit Control Home here. All right, there's Online Learning Plan. Now, a couple selection techniques to quickly select this paragraph. You can use the selection area or the selection bar to the left and just click on this. Okay, you could also triple click. Okay, so double clicking selects the word, triple clicking selects the entire paragraph. You could do that too. Okay, so make sure you learn these techniques here, right? You can select the line, you can select multiple lines, you can double click to select an entire paragraph from the selection bar, you can triple click to select everything. Okay, so make sure you practice and learn how to do this. So in this case, we're going to select Online Learning Plan, and we're going to apply the title style. Now, if you can't see the title style, no problem. Click on More in the Home tab Styles group. And again, as you are going over the different options here, you can see a live preview of what it's going to look like before you commit to it. All right, so we're going to go ahead and choose title, and just like that, there you go. Select the subtitle, Sierra Pacific Community College District, and apply the subtitle style. So again, pretty much going to do the same thing here. I'm going to use the selection bar or the selection area, and let's choose subtitle, just like that. Apply the heading 1 style to all the main headings that are all caps and bold in the document, and then apply heading 2 to all the subheadings which are underlined in the document. So look for anything that's all caps and bold. Okay, so purpose of this plan, now check this out. I'm going to hold down the control key. Watch this. I'm going to hold down the control key. Notice how I'm able to select non-adjacent areas. Okay, again, I'm holding down the control key as I click on these. Make sure I got all of them here. So again, holding down control. And let's just keep going. So again, if you need the pause button, feel free to do so. You don't have to wait for me here. Okay, looks like I have them all, and they want us to select. Let me go back and look at the instructions again. Hopefully you have them printed out in front of you. Heading 1. So heading 1. There you go. And then your subheadings, which are all underlined. I believe it's heading 2. Let me double check. Yeah, heading 2. So let's take care of that part. So anything that's underlined. So let's go down, look again. There it is, how our courses and programs. So again, I'm just going to select these using the selection area to the left of the margin. Hold down control, there you go. So you can see how I'm saving you time here. Rather than having to select and apply styles for every single one, you can do it all at once here. Okay, just like this. Okay, of course, if you prefer to do it the other way, there's nothing wrong with that either. Okay, so let me make sure I have all of these selected. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply heading 2. You can see I already have it here. All right, there's heading 2. Let's go ahead and save our progress. And let's move on to step 9. Insert a table of contents into the report. Place your insertion point in front of the first main heading of the document, purpose of this plan, and press Control Enter to insert a page break. So they're actually giving you a keyboard shortcut here. Okay, so the first main heading, again, Control Home, purpose of this plan. So I'm going to go ahead, put my insertion point right here, and then we're going to Control Enter or Control Return. It's the same thing if you go into the Insert tab and you choose Page Break. It's the same thing here. Okay, so we have purpose of this plan on its own separate page, and once we have done that, let's go back to the first page of the document, place the insertion point directly after the subtitle, and press Enter. Okay, so again, Control Home to go back to the beginning. And let's see, let me check the instructions one more time. Place the insertion point directly after the subtitle and press Enter. Okay, here you go. Just like that. Click the Table of Contents button, and you can find this in the References tab, Table of Contents group. Okay, so if we go to the References tab and Table of Contents, there's Table of Contents. Let me check the instructions one more time. Just click on the Table of Contents button and select Automatic Table 2. Okay, so let's see, what do we have here? Automatic Table 2. Okay, so that's been inserted in. Select the words Table of Contents in the Table of Contents, if that makes sense. Click the font color drop-down list and select Automatic. If a blank line displays between the subtitle and Table of Contents, delete it. Turn on Show Hide if necessary. Okay, so let's take this one at a time here. So let's go back into the Table of Contents. Okay, they want us to actually select Table of Contents. So there it is. I've selected Table of Contents. Now, the font color can also be accessed from the mini toolbars you can see here. I don't have to go into the Home tab font group. Okay, so I've set to Automatic. Now, if a blank line displays between the subtitle and Table of Contents, delete it and turn on Show Hide if necessary. What they mean here is to go into Home tab paragraph group, you can turn on Show Hide, and that will display formatting marks. But looks good on this end here. But if you do run into that issue, make sure that you follow the instructions for that. Okay, now let's insert footnotes into the document. So we're at step 10. Go to the second page of the document and position the insertion point after Web Enhanced Course and before the dash. Okay, Web Enhanced Course and before the dash. There it is. So let's put the insertion point right here. Okay. Click the Insert Footnote button, again in the References tab Footnotes group. And then we're going to type in our footnote. So the idea here is that if we want to add some text and we don't want to disrupt the flow of the document, so you're reading along and then there's this little tidbit of information that you want to add, but you want to do it in a way that it doesn't disrupt the flow of the paper, you can insert what's called a footnote. And the footnote will be text that appears at the bottom of the page, and it describes further what you're trying to get at. So in this case, with the Web Enhanced course, what they want us to add is that this is a non-OL course that uses OL tools. Okay, so that's what you're going to put in the footnote. Now, endnotes, as you probably guessed, those notes will show up at the end of the document. But in this case, they want us to do a footnote. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and insert the footnote here. Okay, so make sure that your insertion point is in the right place. And then in the References tab, Footnotes group, we're going to choose Insert Footnote. And also what's nice about this is that Word automatically tracks the footnotes. Okay, you can go in any order you want and Word will automatically renumber the footnotes as necessary. Okay, this is a non-OL course. This is a non-OL course. And I have to bring this up again, that uses OL tools. Uses OL tools, period. So again, make sure you double check your typing. And in part D, position the insertion point after OL and before the space on page 2, purpose of this plan. Okay, so part D, this is something different now. Position the insertion point after OL and before the space, purpose of this plan. Okay, purpose of this plan, right here. Okay, so again, purpose of this plan, position after OL in parentheses and before the space, and then click insert footnote, and then you start typing this sentence. Okay, so let's do that. Go ahead, insert footnote, and you'll see how it is switched, where what was 1 is now 2, and our new footnote is number 1. Okay. Online learning is referred to as OL throughout this report. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save just in case it's a bit windy outside. All right, step 11, modify footnote number format. So we're going to bring up the footnotes launcher and we're going to make some changes here, right? So first and foremost, let's bring up the footnotes launcher. Again, this is the dialog box launcher. Okay, so you see the footnote and endnote dialog box. Now, click the number format drop down and select I, III, etc. Okay, so let's look for the number format, and we want the I, III, lowercase. This is what we want, and let's see if there's anything else. Click apply. So we'll click apply, and there you have it. Step 12, insert and modify content in the footer. Place your insertion point at the beginning of the document. Okay, we'll control home here. So again, control home. All right, insertion points at the beginning of the document. Click the footer button in the insert tab, header and footer group, and select edit footer. Okay, there's other ways to do this, by the way. They're just showing you from the ribbon here. So again, insert tab, header and footer group, click on footer and choose edit footer. Alternatively, you could just go double click right into the footer area and it'll do the same thing. Okay. All right. Click the document info in the header and footer tab insert group. Okay. So here we go. The header footer tab insert group. Click on document info and then we're going to choose document title. Okay. So there's document title. And that's been inserted automatically, right? Press the right arrow once to deselect the document property and press tab to move to the center preset tab stop. Okay, so we're going to click right and then we'll hit tab. That should take us to the center there. Okay, you can see there's the tab stop right here in the ruler. And in part E, choose company, or excuse me, go to document info, select document property, and then choose company. Okay. So we have document info, document property, choose company. Okay, that part is done. Press the right arrow and then tab to move to the right side, and then we'll deal with the page number in a moment here because it gets a little tricky. Okay, here you go. Now let's deal with the page number. In the insert tab, header and footer group, you're going to click on page number, select current position, and then choose bold numbers from the drop-down list. Okay, so one at a time here. So we go to the insert tab, right? You go to header and footer group. You go to page number. Okay, bottom of page. Okay, this is where you want to have the instructions in front of you. Or see, I was wrong. Current position. See, this is why you should have it in front of you. Current position, right? Current position, select bold numbers from the drop-down list. So again, current position, and then look for bold numbers. There it is. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So be careful with this. Again, I know I'm sounding like a broken record. If you can, print out the instructions so you have them in front of you because, you know, look what I did, right? I I ended up saying bottom of page instead of current position because, you know, again, I didn't have the instructions in front of me. I had to keep switching back and forth. So take your time, be careful in doing this, okay? You can see that I'm just as human here, right? With that said, if you need to use the pause button, please feel free to do so as you catch up while going through this project. Okay, select all the text in the footer and change the font size to 10. Okay, so again, we can just do this, and then with the mini toolbar, change the font size to 10, and you can see it changed all of it right there. Okay, how are we doing, folks? Let's go ahead, close the header and footer, and then we'll tackle step 13. So 2 ways to do this. You can go to the header and footer tab and then choose close head and footer, or you can just double click right back into the body. Okay, both methods work. All right, step 13. Let's talk page breaks. Position the insertion point before the last subheading. How are courses and programs selected on page 2? Okay, so let's go down to page 2. You can also do this, by the way, right? Click on this page 1 of 4, and then you could just go to page 2 directly from here as well. Okay, use the navigation pane if you like. All right, so with that said, let's scroll down. How are courses and programs selected? Let's make sure that's what they want. Position the insertion point before this subheading, just like this. Okay, there you go. And then go ahead, hit Control Enter to insert the page break. You can also do it by going to the Insert tab, Pages group, click on Page Break. You can even go into the Layout tab, right? There's breaks, page break. So there's several ways to do this, okay? Or we can use our good old friend Control Enter, just like that. Okay. So we have several ways of doing this. And I'm going to go ahead and save because the wind is really howling outside right now. Okay. Insert a cover page and modify content control fields. So let's go back to the top of the document again. So Control Home is your friend here. All right, here we go. Control Home to the top of the document. Click the cover page button in the Insert tab Pages group. So every time you're seeing these hints, make sure that you are taking notes along the way. Okay, so Pages group, cover page. Let me go back and see what they want here because there's a menu. Select retrospect. Okay, so we want retrospect. So again, let's go back. Insert tab, Pages group, cover page. Look for the one called retrospect. So we're going to scroll down a little bit. There's retrospect. Okay, so now we have a cover page, and where it says document subtitle, we're going to click into that control field handle and press delete because we don't want it. All right, you can see how they have it here. So we're going to go ahead, click into that control, and then hit the delete key. Whoops. So be careful here because this is going to take some practice. So undo. And let's try this again. Delete. There you go. So be careful with that. Click the author content control field handle and press delete. Okay, so let's go down a little bit. Let's find the author. There it is. So author. Okay, click on the control itself and delete it, just like that. You can hit the delete key. That's what I'm doing here. Confirm the insertion point is on the blank line where the author field was deleted. Okay, so let's, yep, sure enough, it's there. Now, go to the Insert tab, Text Group. Click the Quick Parts button, select Document Property, and then Manager. Okay, so one at a time here. Insert tab, Text Group. Okay, Insert tab, Text Group. Look for Quick Parts. Okay. So might have to do some digging here. Here it is. Explore quick parts. Document property. Manager. There you go. Apply bold formatting to the company document property field. Okay, so this will be company, and then a couple of ways you could do this. Let me just show you. Let me just show you this method because this works too. You can just, drag across like this and then choose bold. That works. Okay. Now, in the company address field, type in www.spccd.edu. The web address displays in all caps, and you will fix this in the next step. So again, don't worry about it. Okay, this is the style here. www.spccd.edu. Don't worry about it being in all caps because again, we're going to fix this. So we select the address document property field. We open the font dialog box and deselect all caps. Okay, so let's do that, right? We're going to select address. Okay, and then the next part of this is to go into the Home tab, Font Group, bring up the dialog box launcher, uncheck this box for all caps, click OK, and you'll see that the web address has changed. And again, I'm going to save this. All right, step 15, update the table of contents. So let's go to the table of contents. All right, let's go down into the table of contents, and you're going to find yourself having to do this, right? Because sometimes you're going to have to actually update this field, and this is also the case where you're writing a term paper, and let's say you include the works cited. Maybe you have to go make some changes with your sources, and then you have to update the bibliography. Okay, so you might find yourself having to do that from time to time. Okay, so I'm in the table of contents here. And we're going to go to the References tab, Table of Contents group, and choose Update Table. Okay, References tab, Table of Contents group, Update Table. And now they give you this. Okay, you're going to select Update Entire Table. Okay, update the entire table, click OK, and you'll see the changes that were made here. Okay, so with that said, let's go and save our document again, because at this point, once I tick these boxes, we are done. All right, save and close the document, and here's your little cheat sheet at the end. We're ready to grade this. All right, so I'm going to choose back to top. Again, let's make sure we save and close completely out of Word. And now we're going to go ahead and turn this in for grading. So here is the project. Let's submit the file for grading. And here comes the moment of truth. All right, 100%. So this is Guided Project 3-1, folks. I hope you were able to score 100% just like I did. Watch out for the little gotchas along the way, okay? Take your time doing this project. Make sure that you have those instructions printed out and in front of you if you can. Good luck. Don't forget about your support options. Talk amongst yourselves. Use Cranium Cafe if you need to. And again, good luck on this project. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, folks.